of this infrastructure, Univex PQC. PQC stands for post-quantum cryptography. To really understand why this is absolutely vital, think of traditional encryption like a giant, incredibly complex maze. A normal computer has to run through every single path, one by one, just to find the exit and crack the code. That takes years. A quantum computer, however, it's like a drone. It can just fly over the maze, look down, and see the exit instantly. The Univex PQC integration essentially puts an unbreakable roof over that maze. It uses entirely new mathematical principles to ensure that the deepest, most fundamental levels of this network remain completely fortified, even against an adversary that can view the whole board at once.
And that brings us to the real muscle of this interface, the AI SHIELD Gateway. Just reading the phrase kind of builds a certain narrative tension, doesn't it? This is the heavy-duty digital bouncer of the ecosystem, but it's fundamentally different from what we're used to. A standard network firewall is basically like a bouncer with a clipboard. It just checks if your name is on the list and lets you in. The AI SHIELD Gateway, it's an active, learning defense mechanism. It's a bouncer that checks your ID, your posture, your intent, and whether you've been behaving suspiciously across the street before you even walked up to the door. It's specifically tasked with monitoring and vetting the quantum node access points to ensure absolutely nothing malicious slips through.
If you look really closely at how a user actually interacts with this system, something vital stands out. Notice how your standard everyday forgot password link is entirely missing? It's been replaced instead with forgot key decryption. This totally emphasizes the incredibly strict cryptographic nature of access here, and guys, the stakes are monumentally high. We all know the mild annoyance of forgetting a Netflix password and just clicking a link to get a reset email. But in a decentralized post-quantum network, there is no central server. There is no customer service desk to call if you forget your key. You aren't resetting a password, you are managing a complex decryption key that mathematically proves your identity. If you lose that key, you lose your access and your digital existence on this network forever. No do-overs.
But here is where the interface pulls out something truly remarkable, creating just a brilliant paradox. On one side, we have these incredibly intimidating sci-fi level security terms, AI SHIELD Gateway and Key Decryption. But on the other side, we have surprisingly familiar everyday login methods, continue with Google, and use Face ID or Fingerprint. The ultimate irony of next-generation technology is that the more incomprehensibly complex the security gets in the background, the more it has to rely on the simplest human elements in the foreground. It bridges the massive gap between advanced quantum tech and standard users. It literally allows you to leverage the biometric tools you already have on your phone to navigate an architecture that is doing millions of cryptographic calculations behind the scenes.
So let's actually walk directly through this final user access journey to see how seamless this integration really is. First, you initiate the connection to Access Quantum Node, stepping right up to that intelligent AI shield. Second, instead of manually handling cumbersome code exchanges, you authenticate using your familiar biometrics, just a quick Face ID scan or a tap of your fingerprint. And finally, the system registers your gateway node to establish your secure presence. This simple three-step journey takes what should be a mathematically exhausting, highly technical process and completely invisibilizes it. It reduces post-quantum cryptographic onboarding into a process that takes a literal blink of an eye. It's wild.
Which leaves us right at the absolute edge of the network itself. Down at the bottom of the interface, it simply asks, "New to Univex Network Core." Now sure, it's a standard onboarding prompt, but in this specific context, it carries a whole lot of weight. Just think about everything we just unpacked. If the front door requires a post-quantum AI Layer 1, an unbreakable cryptographic maze, and a proactive AI SHIELD gateway just to handle the simple act of logging in, what immense, world-changing capabilities actually lie beyond that gateway node once you're inside?